Well, I have just finished testifying. I answered every one of their questions as fully as I could, based on what I knew, and what I knew is what I said in my statement this morning. I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance.
Casually as an acquaintance. We've got a bombshell to share with you today. Hillary Clinton answering questions after her deposition yesterday, which the House Oversight Committee just confirmed this morning. She was a hot mess. She threw Bill Clinton under the bus. She was unhinged and screaming. It was a 4-hour deposition. I'm going to share with you all of the clips coming up, as well as the awkwardness. She took some questions after she made this bold-faced lie. I mean, there's so much proof that proves otherwise. Remember, Bill Clinton is the same guy that said, "I did not have relations with that woman." I got a bad Bill Clinton impression. We also have a whistleblower who has come out and confirmed that Hillary and Bill both were on Epstein Island at the Zorro Ranch, as well as an undercover DOJ agent claiming some stuff about Bill that's going to knock your socks off. But first, I want to share this quick clip of James Comer and the Oversight Committee saying that in addition to Clinton flying on Epstein's jet 27 times, Epstein also visited the White House 17 times. And as one of Epstein's closest friends said, there's no way that Bill didn't know.
Mr. Chairman, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Explain to us specifically what you need to hear from President Clinton today. What do you want to know?
Well, I think everyone's seen there are a lot of photos that have been released by the Department of Justice as well as the Epstein estate. There are a lot of email correspondence that included President Clinton. We know President Clinton had, and Secretary Clinton confirmed this yesterday, Jeffrey Epstein was in the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. We know that Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane at least 27 times.
Today's the day for Bill. It's Bill Clinton's turn. And he already put out a statement. He claimed that the racy photos of himself in the Epstein files doesn't change the fact that he did, quote, nothing wrong. There's so many photos just like this one. You can see the redacted victim. And you heard what James Comer said. He was on the Lolita Express. I mean, they called the plane the Lolita Express, the famous Nabokov novel, which to me says it all. It's just the absolute insanity that they're still denying it after all this proof has come out. But posted on X saying it was a 2-page opening statement, writing, quote, "As someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, not only would I have not flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not sweetheart deals." He said his, quote, acquaintance with Epstein was, quote, brief and, quote, ended years before his crimes came to light. And he noted that he, quote, never witnessed any crimes. He says, quote, "I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. Even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that gave me pause." He also raged that his wife, Hillary, was forced to testify saying, quote, "I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of even meeting him." Something really awkward happened. Megyn Kelly, as I'm sure most of you guys know, she shared an old photo, decades old, of Bill Clinton. I guess you can kind of see on your screen right here, eyeing towards the bottom there. You can see her friend, and you can also see his right hand right here, kind of, I guess you could say, coddling the teat. I don't know if I can say, I'm trying to be as careful as I can so the video doesn't get taken down. I just thought this was weird and worth sharing. So she claims that Bill Clinton is looking down the chest of one of her young friends, and then stressing, this is not, I'm not saying this is a crime, she said, but she said that Bill was not shamed at all after Monica Lewinsky. The whole scandal of Monica Lewinsky. If you're as old as I am, you remember that to the T, out of his hound dog behavior, to put it mildly. She said, quote, "Yes, he is looking down the chest of my friend, Meg Florence. And that's my other friend in the foreground, Abby Rittman. He's basically got his hand on her side, B-O-O-B, Kelly alleged, of the snap. Here's another photo here that was taken around that time. You can see Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein there. Poised. That is a real picture, not AI. Here's a quick clip I want to share of reporters asking Hillary Clinton to her face about the photos of her husband with other women in the Epstein files. And then somebody asks a direct question about Ghislaine Maxwell being invited. I talked about this yesterday, to her daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding, and watch as she abruptly runs away. Check this out.
You spoke in your opening remarks about how heartbroken you have been for the Epstein survivors as these files have come out. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you have processed and reacted to the fact that the former president, your husband, Bill Clinton, is referenced in the Epstein files numerous times, including in some photos featuring women? And how have you been personally preparing for the deposition that is coming tomorrow? Are you 100% confident that there isn't anything that the former president knows about Epstein's crimes?
I am, and I think the chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light, and that he was charged and sadly given a sweetheart deal, which, as I said in my statement, had that not happened, perhaps his predatory behavior could have been stopped earlier. But I think it is fair to say that the vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing. And I think that that is exactly what my husband will testify to tomorrow.
Madam Secretary. Can I ask, why was Ghislaine Maxwell invited to the daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010? She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before that.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Awkward. Can somebody say awkward? She was the guest of, who was the guest? Who was the guest? Well, check this out. This whistleblower, and don't forget, I'm going to share with you the clip of the Oversight Committee talking about her screaming and unhinged in just a second. But here's former advisor Steve Gill to the Clinton administration blowing the whistle, claiming that Hillary and Bill Clinton both visited Zorro Ranch multiple times to meet with Jeffrey Epstein. He says there is evidence, including photos of her with Epstein. And he also says, I'm very happy. I'm not depressed. You have to say this now. And I have to say this too. Otherwise, they could, claim that you're doing that or you did this just to off you. I'm very happy. I love my family. I love my life. I love you guys. I love America. You guys know this better than anybody. He says the same thing. This is something that we have to say because these people are nuts and they'll do anything to bury this. Watch.
The fact that Ghislaine Maxwell was at her daughter's wedding and her story now is, she was a plus one. Well, who was she the plus one with as the pimp in chief for Jeffrey Epstein? And the alleged 13-year-old girl, her entire testimony was discounted by the FBI after investigation because it supposedly happened again when she was 13 or 15 at Hilton Head Island with no evidence whatsoever to back up her claims, and she was determined to be really kind of off mentally. So again, the left keeps wanting to throw Bill Clinton aside while focusing on Donald Trump. It was Jeffrey Epstein who went to the White House 17 times, with Hillary always out of town. Bill and Hillary went to the Zorro Ranch multiple times, and she never met Jeffrey Epstein there. There are pictures of her with Jeffrey Epstein, while she claims, both in apparently her sworn testimony and afterwards, she never met the man. So are we supposed to believe our lying eyes or Hillary Clinton?
Something that I think you, me, and probably the majority of Americans have been pining for a very, very long time. We obviously want the big wigs, but here's just some good news on the accountability inventory, if you will. And this is all related to Epstein, what's uncovered and what's been unfurled in the Epstein files. So here's just a kind of what we're witnessing, this network of global elites. And hopefully this is just the beginning since the Epstein files were released. So Prince Andrew was arrested. Ambassador Peter Mandelson arrested. Bill and Hillary Clinton are getting grilled under oath. Bill right now as we speak. Bill Gates, who first said, I didn't do anything. I only had one dinner. And then the next breath said, everything came out. I did a whole video on this. By the way, I've got a whole Epstein file playlist. I'll put it in the pinned comment and in the show notes and description down below. If you want to get caught up and you're like, Nez, what in the world? What have I missed? You can binge watch it all weekend and just enjoy yourself. Bill Gates cancels events and then confesses. Obama lawyer, which I did a video on, Kathy Rumler, resigns from Goldman Sachs. Thomas Pritzker, fat JB Pritzker's brother, resigned as Hyatt CEO. I mean, this is insane. The only person who literally had nothing to do with this, which the Democrats wanted to target, was Trump. I mean, this is literally, you could almost rename this the Democrat files. Oh, I love karma. It comes back every single time. Hallelujah. Give me an amen in the comments, y'all. WEF CEO Jorge Brande resigns. Larry Summers, this is huge. He was a big hater of Trump. He resigned from Harvard. Former Norway Prime Minister Thornberg Jagland attempted to himself after investigation. And Peter Attia resigned from CBS News. Who do you think is next? Well, we'll see what happens to Hillary and Bill, but it doesn't look good so far. Here is the Oversight Committee. Representative Nancy Mace specifically saying, what was it like in the Hillary Clinton deposition? And here is where she confirms that Hillary was completely unhinged. Watch.
It's our understanding that you guys asked Secretary Clinton yesterday about photos of her husband in the Epstein files. What was her reaction when you showed various photos, for example, of her husband in the jacuzzi that we've seen?
I'm going to let Miss Mace answer that. We're on TV.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. No, she didn't want to answer any questions about any of that and deferred most of those, if not all of those questions, to her husband, and he will be thoroughly asked about that today. You know, what did he know? When did he know? What did he see? Because there are other people who've come forward publicly, like Kevin Spacey, who thought all of this was very strange and actually a very high risk for president of the United States or former president. It's all very bizarre, but I asked her very pointed questions, and you'll see that in the transcript and the video that comes out, and you'll see how she responded as well, screaming.
Ms. Mace, what do you mean that Hillary Clinton was screaming?
She was unhinged, and I hope that President Clinton is less unhinged today than his wife was yesterday. You'll see it.
Wait a minute. So not only did she act like a complete belligerent crazy, which she has that psycho, I mean, she has had a mental derangement, devolvement of her faculties, her person. She just looks like this toxicity has completely invaded her system. It's just apparent, her skin, her eyes. She looks demonic, if you ask me. So wait a minute. Not only did she act crazy, belligerent, but she also threw her husband under the bus? Your very own husband? I'm beginning to think that everything about the Clintons is not only a total facade, not only a total lie, but they don't even want to be in the same room with one another. So it's just, wow. It's just phenomenal. I can't wait to see that video footage. Make sure you subscribe and follow. You can also sign up for our free newsletter so you don't miss it, because I will be the first to give you the inside scoop. You know this. Okay, here's the video we've all been waiting for. This is James O'Keefe's undercover footage of senior Department of Justice investigator confirming there is footage of Bill Clinton and Epstein having sex with underage victims on his plane. But before I do, I just want to share this. Hillary Clinton used to attack and shame women who would accuse Bill Clinton of untoward things. And of course, later, she's denying ever doing it. Watch this great video by Maze Moore.
What role, if any, did you play in criticizing the character of the women who have accused Bill of sexual misconduct?
None. If somebody's willing to pay you $130,000 or $170,000 to say something, and you get your 15 minutes of fame, and you get your picture on the front page of every newspaper, and you're some failed cabaret singer who doesn't even have much of a resume to fall back on, and what's there she's lied about. You know, that's the daughter of Willie Horton, as far as I'm concerned.
Ouch. Wow, that is pretty harsh right there. She certainly stood by her man there. So apparently now she's just like, I'm done. I'm fed up. Maybe I can't blame her. I don't know. Okay, check out this video right here. This is Glenn Prager, and this is a quick clip, undercover. Watch.
It's not talked about yet, but it's soon come out that he was a CIA informant.
He was a CIA.
Or he was a CIA. I think he's protecting a lot of other people. He's not protecting himself because there's nothing there, but he's protecting a lot of people. He's been on the plane, many times. It's just he was never on the plane with the kids. I've seen the itineraries and I've interviewed all the victims. There's never been an instance where Trump was on a plane with these kids. And but that can't be said for Clinton, and it can't be said for others. While the Clintons were on the plane, while Bill Clinton was on the plane, there were.
I mean, that's absolutely huge. That guy had no idea he was being filmed. He had no idea he was being recorded, and he admitted Trump had nothing to do with it, but he couldn't say the same about Bill Clinton. And he said, while Bill was on the plane, those insidious, ghoulish, abject, abhorrent things were taking place. Wow. I cannot wait to get your comments. I know I gave you a lot today. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Tap that thumbs up if you love America. Our mission here is to make common sense go viral. As more video footage clips come out of Bill and Hillary Clinton's deposition, I will keep you posted on everything. So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe. It's free. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. You can also tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.